Hey everybody, I'm Lisa Sardi. This is my mother, Betty Jane Panettiere. If you don't already know, we wrote a book, Stories My Mother Told Me, about generations of our family growing up in Greenwich Village and how wonderful it was. And we kind of wrote the book much like we're doing right here, sitting down.
Talking, spending quality time.
Having
And
a
then the
glass of wine.
stories went from one to the other and it wound up being my life story,
Yeah.
which was pretty interesting. But there were a lot of questions, right, that you got on
A ton of questions.
Yeah.
People loved the stories about our family in Greenwich Village. But again, we can't put them all in the book. So people were flooding me with, like what happened with, this, what happened with Annie, what happened with Gloria. But the biggest thing was like, the years that you spent in the Bronx before you came home. People had a lot of questions about that. And I was wondering, like, what part of that, because there's so much of that we didn't really put in the book. What part do you really wish you would have added to the story?
Well, the Bronx to me was not the good years. I didn't like the Bronx. But once I left Gus and I got my apartment back, they were really bad. He would come to the house. He would break down the door. He would be violent. He would be drunk.
Yeah.
And
Well, that
all of a
story's
sudden,
in the book. Yeah.
the story is in the book, but
At
the
night.
part that I left out, which was to me probably one of the most important things, was my brother came unannounced. I had no idea he was coming. God must have sent him because
Well, that
Gus
was the part of the book that if you guys read it or if you didn't, you'll find out. My father came to the house with a friend, intoxicated, and was very violent. That's in the book, yeah.
Yeah, and the girl next door, Carol, who was my angel, happened to be in the house helping me with get ready for dinner with the kids. So the minute she saw Gus come in drunk, she took the kids to her house. So that left me alone. And the next thing I know, my brother walked in. My brother was an 18-year-old, big, tall, handsome, muscular young man who was very protective of me. I was his sister. And when he saw the scene, he got nervous. He didn't know what to do. So he looked at me and he said, "Don't worry, I'm gonna be okay." And he went to Gus and he was polite and he said, "I think you should leave." And Gus pushed him and he said, "No, I think you should leave." And he pushed him again, and then my brother hit him, and then it was complete chaos after that. And then my brother got so angry, and this is the part that I left out. He ran into the kitchen and got a steak knife with the wooden handle. I don't know if anybody has that in their house. And he was so strong, when he gripped the handle, he broke the wood, and the screws fell out, and the blade fell out.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know where it went. And then I tried to calm him down. As I was calming him down, Carol's father, Bill, came in and got Gus and the guy out. And then we calmed my brother down, and my brother went home. That I left out of the book.
That was yeah.
After that, I decided I was out of the Bronx and I would move back to the village. And when I moved, the movers, I made them pick up the rug. I made them pick up the linoleum. We searched the kitchen, the dining room. We could never find the blade that fell out of that knife. So, just a little bit to go back, when that little stardust came into me, I always believed that there's somebody up there that was protecting me my whole entire life. And that was one of the nights that it was true to my heart.
Yes. Well, like protection.
It was protection. And I had no idea he was coming. Usually my Nana or Grandma Tessie, somebody would call and say, "Your brother's coming, he's bringing meat, he's bringing clothes, he's gonna come to visit."
Yeah.
And nobody told me he was coming. I had no idea.
Amazing.
He was like a guardian angel. Between him and Carol, I tell you, I'm pretty lucky.
Well, I will say
that stardust.
Well, that's the scene where you
Yeah,
feel your soul came into you. But I
my soul
loved writing
came
that
into
part. I loved writing that part.
And I remember it like it happened yesterday.
Yeah. But what I will tell you is, being your daughter and writing scenes like that. It's a little difficult. But
Yeah, well,
we
it's
did it.
upsetting. And the thing is, when you were kids, I never really told you about that.
No.
So that was something we never really talked about.
Yeah.
I left the Bronx and we went on to live our lives.
In Greenwich
And
Village.
book number 2 is going to be.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a
going back
wing-dinger.
to Greenwich Village, and I think you're all going to love it because that's when the fun began.
Yes. Well, I just want to tell you, I love you.
I love you too.
I love your pink hair.
My pink hair.
Mwah, and I'm sorry that happened.
That's okay.
I love you.
I love you. End of story.